cash.
Finding a place and locking them in. WNBA is about to begin. Gotta trust the process if you wanna win, cause Just Cash is back. You better tell your friends when Angel Reese walks in a bar with Asia Wilson and Caitlin Clark. These bookies don't know where to start. We be killing them all, tearing them apart. They can't mess with us, they can't mess with you. And I'm never gonna cuss cause I love you too. Hit thumbs up if you want good luck. Girls thinking that we fresh and they wanna We be winning the bets and they be rolling up. By far we the best, you ain't good enough. Ain't a damn thing funny, man, you know what's up. You wanna win some money, it's time to lock in, bruh.
Lock in, lock in, lock in.
Lock in, bruh.
Lock in, lock in.
It's a flagrant foul. It's a hard
Lock in, bruh.
Here's we got another.
Lock in.
Yo, what's good, fam? Welcome. Sorry, give it 1 second. Bear with me. All right, we are back. What's going on, fam? Coming at you with a little Flex Friday. It is Just Cash. Joined as always with Underrated. What's good, man? How are you?
I'm good. Just hitting some buttons. Big slate. Four games, no NBA. Let's go.
Yes, sir. We're getting back to business today. We had a okay night last night. We'll recap that here real fast. Pretty well broke even. Salon was a bit unfortunate. She came out and ripped out 8 points in the first 3 minutes of the game. So a bit unfortunate there. You know, we are going to have bad beats like that. And it didn't help. We lost our, I would say, our kind of hope there once I noticed Tiffany Hayes did not come back into the game. So she was priced into minutes, was going to close the game out anyways. So, you know, all the things kind of broke negatively towards us. But we did wheel that Burton assist under, and we also hit our team total under. So we're looking for Hamby to stay under that assist line today. The cash is out there. But, you know, hey, if our losing nights are going to be 50%, we'll take that any given day. And the losses are going to happen. So, you know, this is betting. We're not going to be perfect. If we were, we would not be doing this. We'd be retired by now. But we're going to grind it out. The L's are going to happen, but the wins are going to happen more often. So just hang in there with us. We got another big slate, obviously a massive list for you guys today. And before we hop into it, if you do us a huge favor, if you haven't already, like Big C Dots, that hit the like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Join the Discord. Links in the description down below. We're running the 7-day free trials. We got week, monthly, and season-long passes, so make sure and check it out. Come win some money with us and be a part of the community because our live betting has been pretty sweet. And I think today, especially with having three games kicking off at the same time, we should get some sweet live options. So we'll be ready for that.
Whoa, buddy, you reminded me. I forgot we have 3 games simultaneously. Live betting should be fun today. It should be. Yesterday we did really good on Prizepicks Live, but parlay play was unfortunate. You know, things happen. We took some plays and then right away some things happened that messed up the live plays. But the value was there. And if we keep doing it, it will come through. Today's going to be a good day to do it. I know that. C-Dot says, join the Discord, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Let's effing go. Underrated and E, Just Cash. Let's go, C-Dot. And he says, Nogic bumped down to 7.5 on Underdog. Better join the Discord so you get the value. Hashtag message.
That's insane. Yeah,
What did
so
we get
let's
her
talk
at?
about her.
11.5? 11.5?
Yeah, she was at 11.5, and then I saw her at 10.5 on a few sites. Underdog was holding on last there, keeping her up at 11.5. But yeah, 7.5, that's an insane bump. I mean, it looks like they're kind of catching on to what we were going to talk about. But let's kind of hit on her real fast, because I still think if you don't have any exposure to her yet, this option on Prizepicks is still very live. They haven't adjusted this one yet. Her 15.5 fantasy still makes a lot of sense. She's actually stayed under this more so than her point line straight up. But biggest thing we're attacking here is we saw the minutes trending downwards the last 2 games. She is not a starter anymore as well. So metrics looking night and day from what we saw in the last several games till the last 2 games. With Makani back as well, she's really cutting into her minutes. And you take a look at her from this last game. I mean, we were only looking at 14 minutes, and she was playing pretty well. All things credit for her, but still only 14 minutes, 20 minutes after that. So seeing her not in a starter role, massive difference there. And again, with Makani playing more minutes, this should only eat into her production more and more. So bookie's pretty savvy to that. The point jump is unbelievable, so I'm glad we locked that in early. But I still do like the fantasy, so make sure you guys get that in. I did kind of add it onto the list as well. We had it in the write-up as well in the Discord, so just in case if you guys missed that line, I still like this one a lot. Especially considering this was her line whenever her points were at 10.5. So the fact that they bumped it all the way down to 8.5 and left it the same, I still like it. So get a little pusher on that.
Hey, with that being said, what can we play as a 2-picker on Prizepicks real quick to just get it in? Is there anything else on Prizepicks that is decent value we can get it in with? And Dennis, what's up, man? He says, what's up, fellas? First time catching the show. Welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. And the Gale says, nothing stops the train. WNBA payday. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. That's right. That's what payday is what we're looking for.
Oh, Stewie.
Now, for a pair, yeah, I mean, we're still getting... So Stewie here on Prizepicks has the best PRA line. I still don't mind the fantasy either. It's only at 39, so they didn't really bump that down too much. But this being the same was still appealing. We have a look there, and then looking off the list, Prizepicks was pretty skimpy on some of their options today. So let's see. The Miles rebound, they dinged that, so that's not worth playing. We can get Brink at 5 rebounds. Atkins, they did not give us assist line for. Copper at her 26.5 fantasy, I'm not too mad at either. Or they also had AT at 9 assist flat.
Stewie fantasy, I'm going with. F it. She's old. If she gets me, she gets me. I'm in. Under 39. Mark it.
You go with that one? Okay.
I'm gonna. Yeah.
You get that little posty post?
Sure. I have the PRA in already, so get a little exposure to the fantasy too. But yes.
Yeah, we're double dipping a little bit here, but I think the line still warrants it.
You want me to post it in the cord of disc? In the disc of whatever. You know what I mean.
Yeah, if you can. My as you can see, I'm not logged in here, so this for whatever reason they've been doing this nonsense again, where it's doing the "Are you a human" thing, and the button pops up and it just won't let me get past it. So I cannot get on my computer technically to log into my Prizepicks. It's quite annoying.
Well, with all the wins you be doing on Prizepicks, they want to know if you're a human because your hit percentage is like 100.
They've been feeling it this last week.
Let's keep it going.
Yeah, so we can do those too. I think that's still solid value. Like I said, this Nogic line doesn't make any sense with the bumps now.
Okay, and I'll drop the link in the Discord too if anybody wants to roll with this 2-picker with us. Let me get the link real quick, and I will put it right there. There you have it, guys. If you want to ride, we'll say Nogic under fantasy 15.5 and Dewey under 39 fantasy. And we are in. Let's go. All right, what do we got next?
Sweet. Well, let's talk about Stewie real fast since we're on the subject anyhow. Her being at 31, I still do like this line. So, again, Prizepicks with the best look here. Tough matchup. I mean, Phoenix played her really, really well last season. We saw pretty much the exact same thing here this last game. Both AT and Stewie really struggled in the scoring department, which, I mean, for that credit, AT played really great defense, so I don't think it's necessarily a need for Stewie to score. I will say also, sidebar on that, Stewie's 19.5 points still feels extremely high. I mean, like, we saw a lot of that at the beginning of the season, but it's leveling out as more players are getting healthy. And again, for the matchup, they played her traditionally really well. So I will say also that was one that kind of stood out to me. But Stewie just isn't needed to do a whole lot of scoring here. I mean, you look at the ways to attack Phoenix, it's always going to be from the 3-point line. They don't give up that many free throws either, and that's something that Stewie really caps off her scoring with. But she's just been more of the RA facilitator here. And we saw this last game. Johannes really snapped off on them, which we will talk about her too. She was kind of a point of contention. But we're going to have Sably back for this game, going up against her former team, a little bit of possible revenge narrative. But for her, she brings a lot more three-point shooting too. So I think it's just, again, something that Stewie's not going to attack from three. She's going to be more focused on trying to slow AT down and, gum up the paint and facilitate as much as she can on the back end. But scoring-wise, tough. I think the line for her is just honestly too high. She should be 18.5 points at least for the point line. And then the RA metrics, kind of all over the place. Maybe she wheels a couple more assists here, but the rebounding was pretty straightforward. Only 6 boards this last game. Historically, you can see it's pretty well the same. JJ was quite the minutes on the glass too, but the guards also helped out a lot. So it's just something that again, I don't think she has to be leaned on towards the end of the game. And if we're getting about 25 minutes out of Sably, then that's going to cut into just enough usage. We saw Phoebich this last game play over 30 minutes as well. So we know at least the rebounding department is going to take a hit there. She's always been a nuisance in that aspect. But it's just a high line, plain and simple. Look at it, what we saw from the season long. This is with players out, and then as players are coming back, the minutes are coming back down to earth. And this is what we should, expect on her from a nightly basis. So can she get there? Sure. Has she gotten there a lot in the seasons past? Not at all. And what we saw from last game, just, give us roughly this number. I'll even take 25 PRA, give her a little bit of work in there, but 31 seems a lot high.
Yeah, I like it a lot, man. She's getting older. She's moving slower. Matchup's tough. She hasn't got there all season. Satu's back. Phoebich is back. What more do you need? Gotta go under.
Yeah, man. It's a tough spot. And again, AT doesn't foul that much. So the free throws and stuff, at best, maybe she's catching a few strays off of Mac. But other than that, AT's just going to be out there matching minutes with her. And I do expect a better scoring performance from AT. That's something that was very underwhelming this last game, especially with no Bonner as a starter. They really need her to be shooting the ball. So look for that to change a little bit here. But talking about that team as well, let's slide on over, look at Kalia Copper again. We're going right back to under 2.5 assists. And she got pretty lucky even to get to this last game. She got one right before the first half. That was kind of on a fluke little pass out. It was a broken play right before the end of half, and she ended up putting up one. So realistically, I think she should have only ended with one total. But same matchup, same regard. Historic struggles, really, really bad. That was actually the best assist game that she's had against New York in the last year. So tough. We haven't really seen a whole lot of it from her this year. We talked about the 2 games that she did get over. Toronto, they're giving up assists to your mom here. It's literally just a fair game for anybody to go over their metrics. So not too surprising. And then Golden State, they shot the lights out from 3. Nogic had an outstanding game, and she converted, I think, just 3 of those alone from Nogic by herself. So two different anomalies here. Look at the rest of the season staying pretty well at the same average. So we'll roll the dice on it one more time. Same thing can be said for her threes. She hit 2 this last game, which, I think is great. That's what we saw most of last season. But Books had her at 2.5, and that's just unbelievably high. This is I don't even know where the hell they're coming up with this line. We haven't seen anything close to that so far this season. Not even close. The last game was at best. She did have 9 attempts, so I will say the volume is a little bit up there, but normally not really like that. Look at her from last season. Her 3-point attempts at that marker were not even close. We're talking 5.3 on average. So yes, maybe it takes a little bit step forward in this particular matchup as we saw last game, but still needing over 30% for her for that higher mark. The payout could be better, but still I think that's a really high line.
I agree. If she hits 3, good for her, and we take the L, but good bet, I think, and the assists feels even better. I don't even see 2.5 anymore. Is it on Underdog still?
It was. Let's see if they removed it yet. Yeah, it's still here.
Oh, wow. That's big, because it's 1.5 everywhere else I see. And if I could be so kind, I don't know if that's the right thing to say. It's actually not. But listen to this. Potentials, 5, 2, 4, 4, 5, 1, 3. Those are her potentials on the season. So, hey, she gets 3. Good for her. You know?
Yep.
It's not like
yeah, man. I agree, and especially with, again, Makani being back, she's only going to eat into more of that usage. And AT clearly still dominating. I think she had over 50% assist rating this last game, and then Makani was right behind her with, I think it was in the low 30s. So there's a clear pecking order. You know, at best, Copper maybe gets a couple from kick-out threes, but, I mean, look at the supporting cast. You're not getting much help as far as that goes. I mean, it's really kind of who's shooting the threes, just a couple player. Her being the main one, so you can't be passing if you're going to be shooting the ball.
Right. I like it, man. All right, 32 watching, 17 likes already, guys. We need 8 more likes for good luck. We've been having good luck. I think we have. Yesterday, we pretty much broke even. 6 days before that, we've been in profit, so, you know, can't be mad. Let's keep the good luck going. And hit the like for us if you don't mind. We'd really appreciate it. Get more people in here so we can all whip bookies together. What's next, E?
Sir. All right. Let's talk about, we had basically 2 different 3.5 assist unders for Hamby and Atkins. And let's take a look at that. 4.5, sorry, for Atkins. This number feels just wrong. I would say 3.5 maybe is a little bit more of a stretch. You know, I could see her getting there with Plum being out. I get it. But we've seen with Wheeler most recently as a starter, I believe, the last 3 games now, her playmaking and taking over that department with Plum playing already was pretty dominant. I'm expecting her to be a majority a playmaker here by and large. I mean, she offers a little bit of a 3-point upside, but matchup very difficult for converting assists. I mean, the best way to beat Washington is beyond the arc, and losing Plum is a major blow in that regard. I mean, Atkins, we know, not the best 3-point shooter. Ray Burrell is serviceable, but I mean, at best, you're probably getting 2 out of her on any given night. And then Wheeler, same thing for her. You know, she's going to play heavy minutes, but again, I think sticks to the point guard duties. And for Atkins, you know, we got a little bit of a narrative going up against her former team in Washington. She played them reasonable last season, but this being at 4.5 is just wrong. I don't know where they're coming up with the line. She plays like a small forward. She's been playing like that all season thus far. And, I mean, you look at the supporting cast also, everybody makes on this team. I mean, it's something they've already done with Plum again playing. And now take her out, I think we just see maybe Hamby take a slight step forward. NECA probably taking a step forward. And then, you know, even Ray Burrell, she's got multiple assists in every game so far this season pretty much. So I think it stands to reason, again, with Washington, very slow pace, very, very good inside the paint. At least from the guard perspective, I think for Atkins, it's going to be limited options. I mean, mostly we're just looking at the other 2 guards out on the court with her for converting those. Inside paint presence, going to be tough today. It is going to be a slog fest. And also Washington, they give up a ton of free throws. So we know how they can also negate the assist potentials as well. So a lot of negatives. Again, I know Plum is being out, so we are taking a shot with this. But this should be a 3.5, not 4.5.
Yes, sir. Agreed very much so. I think, like you said, they are just bumping it up because Plum's out. And people are going to think Atkins is going to, you know, have the ball in her hands more, which she will a little bit, but 4.5 is crazy. Wheeler will assist. Like you said, Burrell will come in and do some ball handling. Assists potentials on the season, just for fun, 6, 2, 3, 4. Give me that under 4.5 all day long. I don't care. I mean, maybe she'll do a little more ball handling and get lucky and get 5 and we lose. But these are bets we just got to take, man. We got to. So I'm not mad at it. Let's get it. 20 likes, 32 watching. Appreciate you guys here. Any questions you got, drop them in the chat. And if you don't mind, if you're feeling generous today, after you hit the like button on your phone, there's a hype button. If you hit the hype button, I think it's like a double like button, I want to say. So if you could be so kind, that would help us out as well. If you want some money with us and you continue to ride with us through the season, we are going to pick up some dubs. Mario O'Reilly says, how do you feel about some Cardoso unders? Which is interesting because she is all over the place. Sometimes she's nothing, sometimes she balls. What do you think today? Hard to say?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, she's interesting because her and Cloud both popped up midday with a illness questionable tag. So I do like taking some unders on players that might be not 100%. I mean, again, with her, she's been all over the place, had a couple of decent games. I know at least in the Dallas game, she played really well. First Minnesota game, she played pretty horrible. She wasn't really even in any kind of foul trouble. Did hit the glass a lot, 12 rebounds is pretty impressive, but only 8 total field goal attempts, which I think is, for me, this has been the biggest red flag for her thus far. I fully expected her to take a massive step forward, especially after Rakia got hurt. But I mean, at least with Reese not being on the team anymore. And we saw it the first 2 games kind of, but then she just fell off a cliff here. And it's not even from foul trouble. It's not even just from a lack of field goal attempts overall. So that's still giving me pause for any kind of consideration for an over. The rebounding can be a little bit dangerous from time to time, I will say, but I think for her, 14 and a half points baked into the price is still just too high. It's too high for her.
Agreed. I agree. We are doing these unders, and Throwback says, sheesh, can't believe I'm still on an L streak. Bah ha ha ha. Bounce back time he wants today. And yeah, I mean, if you have a strategy and it's worked in the past and you know it's going to come back around, you just roll through these bad streaks that happen sometimes and you don't even feel it. You just go right through, and before you know it, you're back winning again. It does suck though. But if you're going back and forth and you don't really know what your strategy is and you don't really have a plan, that's a different story. So depending on where you're at, Throwbacks, that's something to think about. You might want to change your strategy up if you've been having L streaks and haven't been consistently winning. But let us know. We're here to help. Jom says Angel under 12.5. Portland only let 2 bigs go over that line in 8 games. Interesting. And what up, Jom?
Yeah, so Portland's interesting. Well, they're giving up a fair amount of rebounds overall, but one thing they've been doing really well is limiting the opponent's defensive rebounds. And we know that's something that Angel can definitely thrive off of. But let's take a look at their offensive rebounds, because I think that's kind of the same situation. Yeah, they're pretty well middle of the pack for that. So I mean, nothing too extra in that aspect. Feels like a neutral matchup. I mean, honestly, I would say Reese should be at 11.5 rebounds every night, but maybe they're just juicing it up a little bit more so for the matchup. Also, the game could totally be a blowout. I know Carlton is questionable with the back injury today. If it's just Carla out there by herself, this Portland team's been playing over its head for the last couple of games, and they are due for an ass whooping. And Atlanta would definitely be a team to give it to them.
Oh, John says rebounds. He didn't say points or rebounds. I was thinking he meant points, but he meant rebounds. Were you on that? Did you understand that, or was that me?
Yeah. I was talking about rebounds. I assume that's what he was talking about.
Okay, good shit. 26 likes, guys. 45 watching. We're getting up there. Appreciate you guys super much. Makes it fun. All right, where are we moving to now, E?
Real fast, just before we move on, since these are the games that we've talked about already, just another thing that we kind of like for these particular matchups. So this is the wrong screen. Over the right one. The points in the paint allowed. So again, Phoenix down here, third least. Another reason why we like Stewart quite a bit. New York also at the bottom. But since we were talking about Minnesota as well, they are also doing pretty well. Cardoso under considerations. I mean, they're allowing the 5th least points inside the paint right now. They do give up a fair amount of offensive rebounds. So, I mean, there is definitely that to consider in the back of your head. They're giving up the most by far offensive rebounds. So that could lead to your offensive putbacks, your free throw attempts, etc. But in general, they have been pretty good about that overall. I mean, I think for her, the way she would do the most damage is to get in early foul trouble or get Howard in early foul trouble on the other side, and then they just attack the paint a bunch. But not playing sustainable minutes for Cardoso too. That's also another thing.
Dirty Reg has an interesting point. And what's up, Mero? It's good to see you. He says Angel just saw Shepard get 20 rebounds. Gotta think she'll try to board hard tonight.
Oh yeah. And she's been playing, kind of subpar. I know her scoring could be a little bit better. Got ragged on that for that one game where she was 1 of 8 and 8 turnovers. But it's a good spot. She's going to have a lot of size out there, especially Carlton Sids.
All right. Sounds good. I see your miles on the screen.
Yeah, since we're talking about this game anyways, few interesting plays. I think I have a lot more interest in Minnesota by and large, but looking at Miles, her rebounding opportunity that we saw in the previous 2 games was outstanding. I mean, she had 6 rebounds and 9 rebounds. 2 rebounds against Dallas is not surprising. That is something also meant to circle back from yesterday, because I know we talked about Jackie under points, but guard rebounds versus Dallas might be something that we are going to be putting on the list here very soon. That is something I noticed has been very trendy. Chelsea Gray was at 3.5 yesterday. She ended with 3, and I believe Jackie was at 4.5 and ended with 3. That's something low key been picking up a little bit more on, and we might be testing that theory next game with them. But giving up rebounds, Chicago is bleeding rebounds. They are by far giving up the most rebounds per game, the most defensive rebounds per game. Miles is just playing locked-in minutes, dude. It's one thing I love about her so far on this Minnesota team, and the team in general for the most part. Her and Courtney Williams and Howard kind of in the same trio. She's been playing 30 to 34 minutes every single night. Only the one game with a massive blowout, she played 23 minutes, but she's on the court a ton, and love to see it. Love the rebound rating, still hovering the high 20s, 30 percentile. She was over 30% in both of the games they played. And I believe almost the whole team pretty much got their rebounds. I think Courtney, the first game, hooked her rebound at 5 or 5.5 with 5. But Miles loved the matchup. She saw a lot of Skylar action too, a lot of in the vicinity rebounds, if you will. I think it's a good look. I think they dinged the payout on it. So let me double check that real fast.
0.71.
Okay, still there. Cool.
That's crazy, E. Don't mean to cut you off, but look at that. 0.71 to 0.8 for that 4th rebound. That's a huge rebound to only give up 0.09x more.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I don't mind the 4.5 either. Prizepicks also has her at 4 flat, so that one's a really solid look. Playing a little bit more for the push, but if you're Flex Friday play, that is one I would definitely consider throwing into the mix. But this one is still here, and I do like that a lot.
I was gonna say I was looking at first half rebounds just to see if something stuck out. They have Stewie at 4.5 rebounds first half. Doesn't that feel a little high, or is that too scary?
It's only scary if JJ gets into foul trouble, but I mean, with Satu being back there, you would assume she would be in line to snag a couple of rebounds.
Yeah, Stewie needs 5 boards in the first half to get us. I don't know. Seems interesting. I guess the PRA in the fantasy, though, is a little more consistent. If she does bad, we have a better chance to win. So, anyways, didn't know if you saw that or not. Cool.
Yeah, there's a couple of first half looks that I think are still pretty interesting to take an under on. Now, real fast, not official plays, but at least one to throw on the radar, because I know Courtney Williams was an unbelievably popular play today. I do like the 20.5 PR. I think it's totally fine. Again, she's been great on the glass so far this season. 5.5 baked in for the price is a little high, but I get it. Had 5 and 8 rebounds in the 2 games. And then for her, it's really just the scoring metrics carrying a lot of the weight. If you can still find her at 14.5 points, I love this line in particular. But most sites have her at 20.5 PR, so that one's a good look too. Played really well. I mean, again, playing sustainable minutes. This is always kind of the scary part with her. She goes out and plays 25 minutes. It's very obnoxious. But she's been playing over 30 minutes pretty well every game. Even in that massive blowout game, she played the most on the team with 29. So the volume's going to be there. And we saw, I believe, 17 attempts plus in both games that they played already this season. And assuming she stays out of foul trouble, she's been doing her thing, so I don't mind that. Howard is kind of the weirder one because she played really well in both of these matchups for, all the same reasons as those other 2 players. But I wish we got her at a better PRA line, man. 26.5, I would tolerate a little bit more. 27.5 is kind of too much to stomach. But her 23.5 PR, I think, is still very live. All the same reasons. She's been playing really well this season. The minutes can be a little bit more volatile with her, so know that when locking in the slip. If it's a blowout, she's going to play well under 30 minutes. If it's a close game, she's going to play 32, 33 minutes easy, and I think her lines are still too low for that production we've seen out of her. But it's Howard. I mean, if you played Howard in seasons past, this kind of falls off a cliff at some point. So we'll see.
All right. Talking overs. I start being quiet.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do.
But hey, we're at 54 watching. Love you guys. 30 likes. That's what's up. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Like I said before, if you never hyped a video, you don't know how. When you hit the like, a hype little button will come up on your phone. If you hit the hype button, it'll help us out super much. Thank you so much. I will stop annoying you with asking for likes and hypes from now on. Continue, sir.
Yeah, real fast. We just got news that Satu's going to be limited to just around 20 minutes. So wanted to look real fast. Do we have any consideration for maybe some unders on her? I mean, 21.5 PRA is a bit much.
Well, the only issue with that is we know what they say when they say sometimes that and then they lie. That's the only thing. If we knew that that was the case, what did they say about Sabrina? Didn't they say that and then she came in and played 30? Or Satu last time? It's just like, to me personally, I feel like we got better looks already. Why even listen and believe these losers? They've done it to us too much. And then we'll just be mad again. She could come out and stay way under and we could not have capitalized on the news. But at the same time, I don't know, man. It seems to only work out half the time. So why even put ourselves through it? I feel like we got better plays anyways. Sean's here.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that. That's one, I guess, just to kind of, if you want to run it with a gut call, by all means, I might throw that in a little something. I see Prizepicks is already bumping her down.
I mean, you can. I just wouldn't run to do it personally or put it on the list.
Yeah, we'll pass with the list because, she could definitely get hot from 3 and be problematic early. And like you said, Coach would be just a straight-up liar like last time with Sabrina.
For real.
Fucking plays a full game. And Coach was like, yeah, it should be 20 minutes. Okay, buddy.
John says, same coach that lied about Sabrina. She ended up having over her everything in the first half last time. So, meh. D. Johnson's here, 2279. What's up, bro? He says, let's get paid. That is the plan, sir. We will continue to get paid if we continue to stay on this process we have found. 51 watching, 33 likes. Appreciate you guys. Let's go. What we got next?
All right, let's keep it going. So we got one more play for today, and then we got 2 plays for tomorrow. Let's talk about Cameron Brink. And we're looking at her under 5.5 rebounds. Now, Brink, I think, has been mostly the same, story, if you will. She's been obviously fouling a ton, very reminiscent of Alana Smith, but she does offer a lot more scoring upside, something that we saw kind of, a little flash here and there, but mostly her rookie season looked a lot better. So far to start this year, limited minutes, which is something we'll talk about here in a second, but most of her production is just coming from straight up points, a little bit of 3-point shooting, mostly some putbacks and free throw opportunities, but the rebounding department all over the place. We know who she's going to be out there with, either NECA and or Hamby alike on the court at the same time. I will say also for Atkins, she's been kind of pain in the ass with the rebounding, so her and Ray Burrell both alike, really capable rebounders. But biggest thing for Hamby is, again, foul trouble. It's something she struggles with a lot. And fun fact, Washington is actually drawing the most fouls in the league right now. And now you take that together with the paint presence and disruption that they've thrown in most teams. This is a real difficult matchup for her. I would not be surprised to see her play extremely reduced minutes. Last game, she only played 24 minutes because NECA was out and she got a spot start. Still only played 24 minutes, though. So I think Coach is going to keep her on a fairly short leash at most. She's playing 18 to 19 minutes, but she gets into foul trouble. We're looking at, we saw the first game, only 8 minutes, but somewhere in that range of 8 to 18 minutes, real good chance she goes out and plays like 12, 14 minutes tonight, and I would not be surprised. But not a good spot. Washington very slow on the other side, and they do not allow defensive rebounding, which is where she gets most of her rebounds to begin with.
Love it. Definitely worth a look, man. She can get us, the ball could fall the wrong direction and she could get 6 or 7 and we could lose. But that's what we're doing here. We're playing probabilities and we are putting our money in strong positions. And this is definitely one of those. So let's move on and continue doing what we do here. It is what it is. You're not going to win everything, but you're going to win the majority. That is the goal. So I like that one. I like all of these, to be honest. And then now you're looking at Big Sykes.
Yeah, so we'll take a look at some of our plays that we were looking at already for tomorrow. We did get news that Julie Allman should be available. She was trending towards being available this last game and ended up being a late scratch, but it does look like she will be good to go for this matchup. Toronto at home hosting Seattle in what could possibly be just an ugly game all around, if I'm being honest here. But Julie being back is a massive thing because she's going to be their primary point guard. Now, we did have Sykes listed as if Julie started, we would like the prop mostly. But I still think if we can get some kind of coach speak on, maybe what Julie's minutes look like, even if we get 20 minutes out of her, I still wouldn't mind full game unders. But if she starts, I don't even care about minutes limit. We got to take a shot. Sykes is going to go back to just being a primary shooting guard, and Julie's just going to dominate the playmaking. So 4.5, still kind of high. I know we've seen a little bit of it from her to start the season, but again, we've had some kind of easier matchups. She did get pretty lucky the first game where Mabry just shot the lights out from 3, and Sykes ended up with 6 assists. So rematch games, again, Seattle doing pretty well. I mean, they're allowing the second least assists per game. This was a spot we targeted Georgia Amore last game, ended with 1. So can Sykes get there? Sure. But we've only really seen, honestly, Caitlin Clark and Georgia that very first game. But it's been a few people. Burton ended with 6. Clark had 10 whenever her lines, and then Georgia that one time. But you look at everyone else, and we got a lot of 2s and 3s kind of floating in the mix. Tough spot for not a primary point guard.
Now, did Julie get hurt in that third game, or did she just not play the fourth game? Do you know?
That's a good question, actually. I feel like she's been out forever.
Yeah, she's been out 5 games at least, but I'm just wondering, did she play a little of that third game?
I can find out real fast.
The game against the Sparks, May 15th is that day.
Won't return. Yeah, so she played some.
Okay, so this is what happened, and this is good. I'm glad that we saw that because I'm looking at Sykes' assists. So you'll see in the third game against Sparks, that's when she came on with her assists. She got 7 assists, 11 potentials. That probably has a lot to do with Julie getting hurt in that game. So if you look back at the game before, she had 6 assists with Julie in. So you're like, oh, wow, she had 6. But if you look at the potentials there against Seattle, she only had 8. So that was a little anomaly there. That was a little good luck for her. You look at the first game, she only had 5. And then if you look at the games without Julie, it looks like she's had 9, 10, 8. So she definitely had more with Julie not in the game. So we bring Julie in the game. I would assume she loses a couple potentials and she needs 5. So I feel pretty good about this. Don't love it because it is Sykes and she goes up and down, as you could see those on your screen. But they're gonna have to have a lot of good luck here, and the matchup's not good for it. So I am with it, man.
Yeah, I think it's a totally reasonable look. And again, the Seattle's been a reasonable defense. Kind of sucks that Malonga just got ruled out not too long ago. But Fam doing pretty well in her limited minutes. And honestly, the team not really giving up a ton of points. We kind of circle back to the Los Angeles games. We got to remember Sparks are giving up the most amount of points per game, so not too surprising. She had a spike performance there. Phoenix, she was kicking it out to Mabry. I know that was the game where we took unders for both of them, and Sykes and Mabry both just snapped off from 3. I know for a fact she got at least 3 assists to Mabry because Mabry had like 6 threes made or something insane like that. So it's going to happen. And then, Portland, a bad team, honestly. They give up a ton of points, give up second or third most assists per game. But the teams that are pretty comparable, Washington and Chicago, bottom 5 allowed. That's pretty close. So I'll take my chances. I think it's a good look, man.
Yeah, I think I just had a thought, too, that's kind of interesting, I think. The whole thing about unders and the perception and the mind games with the unders is people are worried about taking unders and then they lose. They're like, oh my God, I took an under and it lost. It hurts so bad. But the more you do it and realize, think about it like this, guys. How many times have you seen a game where you take the over and there's a blowout and you just can't win? That's about the same amount of times as you've tried unders and they hurt your feelings like that. It hurts more to me that a blowout happens, and it's about the same amount of chances. So to me, the chance of unders, we've gone over this many times now, but man, it's going to be risky sometimes, just like every other over, but it's less risky than an over. It just feels like it's scarier. But once you do it enough times and you get used to it, it's way easier to profit. Guaranteed, guaranteed, guaranteed. D. Johnson says, thoughts on Kiki over 8.5 rebounds or 10? Now, I know you were thinking about her the other way around today. What are you thinking with that?
Tough spot, man. Tough spot. Yeah. I'll be honest. I'm kind of going the opposite direction with that. I was looking at her under 10.5 rebounds. The Sparks are really, really good. It's both Washington and, Washington and LA for that matter. Bottom of the barrel rebounds. I mean, Sparks are giving up the third least. Washington giving up the fourth least per game. Biggest thing also is defensive rebounds. Specifically, the Sparks are giving up the least per game, only 21 on average. So we're going to need a big ask out of Kiki. I know this is something you and I were really talking about a lot behind the scenes because it does seem scary. I mean, she started the season off extremely well and, crushing the boards the first two games, which I will say, again, Toronto, just a bad team. I mean, we've seen this team just get pelted inside the paint, so I'm not too surprised there. But a little bit more realistic matchups. New York, we got the pace-up situation with them. It's tough, man. Historically, kind of bleak. I mean, we've seen a couple of games, really, really underperforming. She did snag one where she went off, I believe, on the offensive rebounding. Yeah, she had 6 offensive rebounds that game. So defensive rebounds especially, I would not touch that one in particular. If you want to chase the 10 rebounds, I get that. That also something that's been dragging the weight down from the last 3 games for her. But one big thing that I just can't overlook is her minutes, man. I don't know what's going on with that. Coach is not giving her a long leash. Even in the games where she's not in foul trouble or she's playing well, coach is still capping her out at 27, 26 minutes. So I don't know what's going on with that. Lauren Betts is not really playing that many more minutes off the bench, so they're just kind of going a little bit more wider on rotations. But you look at her from last season, I know she was a rookie, and there's a lot of growth and development. Okay, the slider was off. I was like, I know damn well they played more games this season. Okay, so yeah, half and half here. Had the first 3 games look really well. But you look at her from last season, I mean, this just has a number right at 50% for the offensive rebounding. But look at her regular 10.5 line. I mean, we're 75% to stay under to begin with. And this is with her playing normal minutes. So let's slide the bar down to playing under 30 minutes per game. 29 out of 35 games last season, she stayed under this rebound line. I can't do it, man. There's no way I could play an over. If she gets there, great. But this is one that's strongly on the fence for going on the list here for an under because we're not seeing the minutes. She can get into foul trouble. We know NECA and Hamby on the other side really good about getting to the free throw line. Hamby especially. Terrible matchup for the rebounds and just all those kind of working negative towards her. So I can't advocate for the over, but I'm definitely on the fence about the under here.
Right. But don't let that deter you from tossing out your thoughts still, guys. It's super fun to talk about what you guys are looking at and see what we can do together. And you never know. A lot of times you guys bring up plays that we weren't seeing, and then we look at them and go, ooh, So appreciate you guys dropping plays in the chat and having any questions and any of that. That's what we like to do here. So thank you. Let's keep it moving. Sean says Brink under 10.5 points. And Deontay Roberts, new name, welcome, sir. He says Natasha Howard at 7.5 rebounds. So we can look at Howard's rebounds. And then Mario says, can you help me? I like this. Can you help me get behind Hamby under points? He needs a little push. But whichever one you want to go to first, we got 3. Brink under points, Howard 7.5 boards, and Hamby under points.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. I am still kicking myself for not posting her under 20.5 line. You can still get the 19.5 on a couple of sites. 18.5 is kind of pushing it, but a few things here to work with. Last season, Hamby somehow absolutely torched Washington. I mean, she snapped off in every game that they played. So there were high scoring metrics, but I mean, it is a pretty substantial jump. I mean, she was just 16.5 points this last game. Yes, I know Plum being out, but that's still not going to help their interior matchup. Maybe she picks up another 3-4 field goal attempts, but I don't know how she did this last season. I mean, she averaged over 20 points against Washington. But you look at this season, NECA being there, again, is kind of being a thorn in the side for her production. The minutes did take a pretty hefty step this last game. They didn't go into overtime, did they?
Which game?
The Vegas Sparks game?
I don't think so. I think they just went crazy scoring. I'll look, though, while you're... What's up?
NECA was out. I forgot. NECA was
Okay.
out. I'm like, something happened for her to play more minutes. So, yeah, even Hamby, another player, let's talk about the minutes. We're seeing less minutes from her than we saw last season. I mean, last year she was pretty well locked for well over 30 minutes. I mean, she averaged 31 minutes, but there was plenty of competitive games where she would go out and play 32 to 35 minutes. So still seeing kind of the minutes handicap here a little bit. Probably plays closer to 31 minutes tonight with no Plum out there. But still, not an easy matchup. I mean, I don't know if this is going to be the ultimate test of that Washington interior defense, but this is definitely a play that I know Underrated and I were really on the fence about posting. So if you can get the 19.5, I love it. Also, the 28.5 PR kind of seems a little bit high. Oh my God, they bumped this is 26.5 now? No way.
Yeah.
Okay, you can still get the 28.5 on Underdog at least.
Okay. Can you take unders on Underdog now with PRs?
It depends. It just depends. Most of them, yes, but some of them, they just, if there's not alt options somewhere else, then they've been kind of limiting that.
Okay.
So that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, good to know. Good to know. We were talking about Howard rebounds. I think they're totally fine. I definitely had a lot of interest in it. I know Prizepicks had it up for a little while at 7.5 this morning. Honestly, that and her RA, not too mad at. Did they take down her RA, or am I tripping? They did. Wow. I believe this was at 10.5 earlier, and obviously the rebounds moving, or juice on that moving, kind of ticked it up. But yeah, I think it's totally fine. Also, oh man, they had a 6.5 line. They took that down too. Well, never mind there. But yeah, I'm totally fine with her rebounds or PR.
All right, cool. And then the third one was Brink under 10.5 points.
Yeah, I mean, I might lean a little bit more towards the PRA side, to be honest, to get a bit of a splash of rebounds. Mostly with her, it's just her three-point shooting. If she goes out and nails a couple threes, you're probably going to be sweating it out. But looking for under 20 minutes tonight, and I think the books are pretty savvy on her. She was 10.5 points yesterday, so you did miss a little bit of value. But I think it's fine. Again, would not be surprised to see her play 15, 16 minutes tonight in massive foul trouble.
Yeah, she's funny. She's trying, though. She's getting better.
She does score more than she rebounds, so just keep that in mind.
Which is interesting with her tall self. But yeah,
that's why.
All righty. Well, 62 watching, 38 likes. You guys are awesome. I think we're at the end of the comments. If anyone has any questions or comments, drop them in the chat. We've gone over almost every play. I think there's one more at the bottom there.
Yeah, we got Lil Canada down here looking at a bit of a misprice. They got her first half assist at 3.5. I know it is, or at least to me, it's a little bit of a scarier matchup, but you were looking at some more of the specifics on like who exactly is scoring or how they're allowing these assists, and that part at least is working in our favor as well. But looking at her, I mean, this line doesn't make too much sense. It kind of feels like a play that maybe just shouldn't be there. So hypothetically, we need 4 assists in the first half. That should put her full game line at 7.5 to need 8, or 8.5, whatever, what have you. But her full game line's at 6.5. So needing 4 in the first half and for that to be the full game line just kind of seems a little bit off there. So I think matchup be damned. It is an appropriate misprice, and at least one that we got to have some interest in.
Yeah, I think that one blow-up game where she had 14 assists is keeping the line a little too high. I mean, she's always 5.5. And she's been up to 6.5 lately. Like you said, the matchup looks scary on paper, but when you break it down, Props Madness has a cool little way of showing you where the assists are coming from or what part of the court. So she usually gets her assists around the 3-point line, which is a place where Toronto stops the assists more than not. So it makes perfect sense there. And the only thing we're going to worry about here is if she drives in and kicks out, which she could do, but she still needs 4 of them in a half. So I like our chances there with the under.
Yeah, man. I am not mad at it. And it's kind of weird. I mean, again, I just don't think it should be a prop. So I don't mind taking a gamble there.
Exactly. All right, let's see what else we got. I think we got one more. Here we go. Damian Willis, what's up, bro? He says Sky Diggs points discount on Sleeper for 14 points worth taking. There you are. He likes this play.
You know, I already played it.
No, we already played it, folks. Okay, cool. I'm going to go over play it too. I will definitely play it with a discount. Now, is Cardoso and who was it that are questionable? We don't know yet. Cloud. We don't know yet,
Cloud.
right?
Yeah, we do not know that as of yet. I get the feeling one of them will play and one of them will not. I love potential Skylar stuff. Also, since we're talking about that too, I'm glad you brought that up. They had another at least alt option that looked really, really strong for potential, a little bit one in the chamber, if you will. For her 19.5 PR at 0.73 on Underdog, this is a really good find, especially considering the fact that her points are 15.5, assists 6.5. So
yeah,
this will definitely get bumped down into oblivion if either is ruled out, more so Cloud. But if at least Cloud is out tonight, give me all the Skylar. I think she's going to have all the usage in the world. You brought up a good point about her assist conversions. If Cardoso is out, I think it gets a little bit sketchier in that aspect, and she just might be priced into only shooting the ball a lot tonight. So we'll keep an eye out. Cloud sits. Bantam probably starts for her, so we get a little bit more three-point shooting, less playmaking. And then if Cardoso sits, look out for Liz Williams props because they have no bigs. I mean, Jaquez is already out, so they lost a body there. And then if Cardoso sits out, dare I say, real good chance Liz Williams goes out and plays a solid 30 minutes tonight.
And they probably drop her lines real low. So that is an interesting one to think about. Mario Riley has another one. I love it, bro. Keep on coming on with more plays, man. It's what's up. And anyone else, if you have any plays, drop them in the chat. Let's take a look. He says JJ field goal attempts.
Yeah, we're at like 10.5. 10.5. Look at that. Spot on. Yeah, this one I didn't mind. It's going to be another good spot for her. Again, we saw this last game with Mac covering her for most of the game here. She did take a lot more threes, so I am looking for her to continue that. Stewie not really having that in her bag. JJ did hit 3 threes this last game. But I think this is a totally fair line. 10 flat also. This should be a 10.5, so you kind of wheel the push there on top of it. Getting the news at SAW2 is limited to 20 minutes. Assuming it's actually 20 minutes, there still should be, that second quarter, fourth quarter variance for her to have minutes to be priced in there. So I don't mind that. I think that's totally a fine look. That and her 3-point attempts, this being at 3.5, I don't mind that.
Hattori Hanzo 13, what's up, fellas? What's up, man? Good to see you. He says happy Friday. Thoughts on Natasha Cloud and AT under fantasy points on Prizepicks? So I'm thinking he means both of them, but I'm not sure. Natasha Cloud and AT under fantasy. I'm assuming both unders.
Yeah, Cloud really struggled in the 2 games that she played. Minnesota so far this season, I mean, just really terrible scoring performance, had a lot of turnovers. That one I don't mind. This is a very appropriate price. Like, this is the Cloud line we would get from the yesteryears, usually somewhere between the 26, 29 range. We saw Enrique last night. Hey, there might be a new whatever illness going around in the league that's got, the bug or what have you. She goes out, plays reduced minutes. I mean, this is a steal. It's not the best assist spot for her, and they also, I believe, have her baked in at 5.5 assists for her line. I think mostly just the blocks, or The steals, she didn't really get many blocks, but the stocks, if you will, mostly the sweat, and then whatever assists she gets along the way. Not a good scoring spot for her, though. Not a good scoring spot. And then Alyssa, I think, is a fine under here. She's a little bit more dangerous just because there can be a lot of, random blocks and steals like we saw this last game. I think she had 3 stocks. Still comes with a bunch of turnovers, but she was able to put up almost 36 fantasy, and that was with scoring under 10 points. So I'm a little bit scared in that aspect, because if she does have a bounce back scoring performance, there's a real good chance she goes over 40 fantasy or over 42 fantasy. I don't hate it. I do worry just a little bit, though. Mostly the blocks and the steals. There's just a high variance for that.
Okay. Would you take her under PRA?
I think the PRA is a fine look, too, honestly. I mean, 33 is very appropriate. She was 33.5 this last game. Again, only ended with 25. So this one feels a hell of a lot better. She had 10 more fantasy than that.
Okay. J1 Sanders is back. He says, "What's up, guys? I'm back. Been away for a year. Used to watch you guys all the time last season. Back now, though. Let's go, bro. Good to see you, man. Glad you're here. This year's going to be way better than last year. We got a new strategy this year, and it's going to work, and it's going to be fun. So glad you are here, sir. That's what's up." All right. We're at 66 watching, 42 likes. I'm going to hope and pray we can get to 50 likes by the time tip-off comes. I won't say we need it before we get off stream, because I know we're about to get off here. But if you guys are watching later and you can hit the like button for us, that would help us out a lot. Thank you so much. And we will continue. I think we're close to done, yeah? Unless anyone has any more questions.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It looks like we're just over the top of the hour, so it is about our time as usual. But might have a couple other plays here. Stay tuned for that. We are looking out for, again, injury news on Cloud, Cardoso, and Bridget Carlton for the late night hammer. So keep an eye out for that. There could definitely be some unders in this last game here. I got a feeling Atlanta, coming off some pretty ugly losses, they might be out for blood.
Out for blood. Poor Portland. Portland's been good, though. Portland's 5-3. Don't look now, but they're 5-3.
Bro, I'm kicking myself for not also playing their 12.5 season total. We should just play them all. I swear, all these rebuild teams.
For real. It's a Wild West, like you said, man. Any team can beat any team pretty much, except Golden State looks like the most solid team, to be honest. It's kind of crazy to say, but they're up there. Anyways, yeah, shoot. Good to go, yeah?
I think so.
All
right, y'all. It has been an absolute pleasure. This week has been fantastic. Let's run it all the way through the weekend. We got a big slate today. I think tomorrow as well. Let's see. 3 games tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Sparks are on a front end of a back-to-back. They do travel tomorrow out to Connecticut. Keep that in mind. And, so is Portland. Oh, bro, how did we miss that? Oh, yes. There's definitely going to be something to circle back there. All right, y'all. Good luck tonight. Let's make some money, and we'll catch y'all back here Monday for the streams. All right? Peace.
Hate you. Fuck you, Prizepicks! Hate you. Fuck you, Prizepicks! Hate you. Fuck you, Prizepicks! Hate you. Fuck you, Prizepicks!
Well, I've had enough.